Yeah.
Welcome to another episode of Behind the Music with your girl, Shivaun Rufus. Today we have a very special guest. He goes by the name Jonathan Riley. He's also a young producer, a beat maker, and so much more. Very driven, very bright, and he's here to share with you his story on Behind the Music. Welcome, welcome, Jonathan, and thanks for stopping by.
Oh, thank you again, Shivaun, for inviting me on your platform. It's an honor to be here. So I'm going to give you as much insight on what I know and what I'm up to right.
And we the viewers are looking forward to it. And who is Jonathan for those who don't know you and your works?
Okay, I am a music producer, beat maker, mixing and mastering engineer. I'm also self-taught in all the fields. So I hail from Kingston, Jamaica. I'm 30 years of age, and my strong points in music are reggae, dancehall, Afrobeats currently.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Very interesting. And we're happy to have you. And fun fact, guys, he also went to Meadowbrook High School. Yes, Ita Splendia, Lux Vestra, letting our light so shine.
For
Yes.
shine. Yeah.
Oh, mad people something. All right. So,
hmm
what inspires Jonathan? And tell us how you started on the journey of music.
How I started, it was all when I wanted to sleep as a kid. It was hard for me to sleep at night, so listening to the radio stations helped me to get soothing, relaxing sounds. And as I grow older, the earlier years with my dad, we used to travel and listen to a lot of music. He, in particular, had cassettes with dancehall music with Red Rat, Goofy,
Wow.
yeah, Buccaneer, Beanie Bunty, you name it, the 90s
Mhm.
era. So being familiar with all those songs, I think that was the starting point where I started to have this attraction for music. And
Oh,
yeah,
that is start off the thing. That's good.
mhm, mhm.
All right. And what inspires Jonathan currently?
Currently, what inspires me, I'm just aiming to put any type of music as long as it has a message. I know that right now in Jamaica we have limitations with the music, but I think that artists can do their best to be responsible and to steer the masses with whatever the message is in the music.
Yeah, right.
I know that you still have persons who want to express what is their reality
Right.
versus what is marketable for overseas. So
Right.
once
Rightly
once
so.
once that's what my focus is at are and to really to help them steer in the right path. So whosoever I'm work with,
Mm-hmm.
I just hope whatever I learn from them inspires me and it can also help them back as well. Whatever I know can also inspire them and help them as well. So each one help one.
Sounds awesome. Each one help one. That's one of my favorite quotes as well. And you mentioned that the journey of music started from your dad, basically. Would you say your family members are supportive on the journey and on the steps that you're taking towards music and being a producer and all?
Well, my mom, she's now into TBC radio. So as it relates to the type of music, as long as it's the positive
Mm-hmm.
and influential, motivational type, if it's
Yeah.
anything weird relates to violence, crime rates, and anything like that,
Mm-hmm.
it's a
It's a
no-no.
no-no,
It's a
which is
no-no.
understandable. Is she a broadcaster or a radio personality? What is she?
Well, she is a sales. She's a salesperson for the Freedom Come Rain on TBC Radio. So anything that relates to ads and promotion from that side, she normally is the one that takes the ads and get them placed along with the team members put in place for that role.
Okay, wonderful stuff. All right, so looking good. So you have the family support and you know exactly the message that you want to send out there. Seeing that you're more leaning towards the positive side, because in my opinion, I'm sure all the viewers can agree that, well, most of them probably agree that the world needs positive messages, especially what is happening in our world today. High crime rates, violence against
Mhm.
women and men,
Yeah,
people in Jamaica even not even caring about old people or children anymore. I don't know what are
crazy.
we thinking about as a people.
Yeah.
So, and the artists and persons involved in the industry, sometimes they take for granted the impact they really have on the minds of the youth. So I'm really happy that you're pushing the positivity because the world needs it, not just the Caribbean or Jamaica. All right, so tell me, Jonathan, who are some of the artists that you've worked with so far, whether known or unknown? Talent is talent to me.
Mhm. Well, artists that I've worked with so far is Laden from the Big Ship crew, Brahma. I also work with OCG. He's the one that sings Best Friends Girl from Chimney Records
Yeah,
label. Also work with Dario, who was a former member of Conscience's Subconscious label.
yeah,
Um, I have few other promising acts coming up right now.
right.
One of them is the name of Caramanti. She is a female DJ
Mm-hmm.
who bring positive and conscious message. Very underrated. She is
Oh,
she's very on her grind. Other persons like Still Villain.
mm-hmm.
He's a positive, conscious DJ. He's actually a rapper transitioning into a reggae artist, and
Mm-hmm.
his background is also Christian.
Oh, okay,
So,
interesting.
so he has the fusion of, I would say, he's the closest thing to Khalid, not DJ Khalid, Khalid the singer,
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh,
he's like the Jamaican version of Khalid. He's very
that means him
potent.
voice smooth and
Yeah,
different.
yeah,
Right. Yeah.
him have a great fusion of um rap, reggae, neo, afro, as long as it's something that he can flows on and it resonates with him,
Mm-hmm.
he's another promising act. I also have two big projects coming up. One of them is with Buju Banton's son, the positive Jazzy.
Mary, Jazeel
I,
Mary. Mm-hmm.
I got a recording from him, and that project is on the go. I also
Right.
have a reggae one drop that includes I should say one of our prominent reggae acts known to the world, Turbulence,
Yeah.
Mikey General,
Bad
who are
people, music. Yeah. Good
yeah
music. Uh-huh.
traditional old school one drop reggae style. So there are more to come. There are very more
Awesome.
to come. Hmm.
And it's good that at your age you're getting a decent crop of talented Jamaican artists as well as upcoming artists as well. So you must be
Yeah.
really putting in the work. And what can you say? What can you honestly say have been challenging for you so far, being a young producer, not being in the hype and the excitement? Not people need to recognize that because you're not in hype or excitement doesn't mean that you're not working hard and doesn't mean that you're not making a name for yourself. So tell the people what's up.
Well, basically, right now, the only challenge I have at this moment is basically to get songs played within the radio. And in order to do that, we know that it takes a lot of time
Money
to
sometime.
market properly.
Mm-hmm.
Money is one of the main things, and what persons need to understand that whenever you do have a project, you want to market to as much media as possible. So persons might focus on Instagram and leave out radio. They might even leave out using live performances or
Mm-hmm.
even to get live sessions that also brings another level of audience as well,
Mm-hmm.
and to even reach out to few influencers who may have a following who could also motivate to push the following.
Right. Different ways
So,
of marketing. So you
so
you would honestly say that marketing would be one of the challenges for you as a young producer.
yeah, I'm aware and I know how to navigate, but the only thing that stops me from reaching the goal is actually the money and knowing persons within the broadcasting side as radio DJs and such. But it takes time, and I will work on it and build relationships. I'll reach out to those who listen and understand the challenges that we have as producers so
Right.
that each person's song can be promoted at the best of its ability.
Right. Excellent. And I hope that persons who are listening that have the capability of networking with you will just reach out because of course as usual at during well for any broadcast or any one of these episodes the links for your Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is, all of your handles will be placed under here, so if anybody interested in working with you and helping with the marketing aspect, that can be done as well. And what are you going to do to navigate this challenge so that for others listening who are interested in similar things can have a heads up as to what to do their homework then to move forward.
All right, one of the weak areas as artists and as creatives, we fail to realize that we should try to have websites like Link to put all our social handles in,
Mm-hmm.
as well as as well as what's another area that we're weak in. We're also not able to write in our lyrics to gain the royalty side from our performances from people like BMI. That's
Mm-hmm.
also our weak area.
Mm-hmm.
So during the past, I've do some experimenting. I'm also a lyric curator for Music Match. And Music Match is one of the websites that's responsible for crediting artists for their lyrics.
Okay.
So any song
Music
that is
match, you hear that, guys? Young producers. Yes. Take
so
notes.
because of that, persons are just looking at the mechanic royalties, and there's a bigger side where you have the performance royalties. So for those who are registered with BMI or who have a royalty platform that collects their streamings and performances, whether it's played on radio, I would definitely advise people to link up with persons who write in lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it can be the help of a publisher, and for some who are using DistroKid, they need to learn how to write the verses in order. I know that some persons are writing according to how they written the verses, but when it is played back, say for example, I see your song and it's not written in the verse structure or chorus structure, it kind of takes away from the whole experience.
Right.
So persons want to use back your song on an Instagram reel, it doesn't look attractive.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the another areas that we need to strengthen on as creatives. And
Okay.
it just takes the effort of having a tight knit circle. I know that I alone can't do it. And
Mm-hmm.
when I reach out to other promising acts, I realize that each person have their own unit. And
Right.
most of the time, because I know the frustration and the levels where some of them are at, most of them resonate and say, hey, I love that you bring up this point because a lot of persons who are artists, they don't market market their music well, and other areas as promoting, marketing, any little area where you see that that they're falling short, and we try our best to say, hey, if the artwork has too much words, you need to reduce it. It's something relating to the lyric content, and if it can be structured properly, say that they have a verse and they have a lot of ideas, they need to simplify it so it can flow back into the chorus.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and then for some, what I realize is they can try different genres. Don't stick to one area in music. As creatives, you're able to express. It's like a journey. So try with reggae, you try with dancehall, try with
Yeah.
Afrobeats. You never
You
know
never know which one
where
worked for
you
you
hit
or it will
because
hit.
you exactly
Mm-hmm.
because you will have fans that love this particular music from you,
Mm-hmm.
and you gain fans from another side that love that side of music. So your aim is to just connect with your fans and see what works because
Right. And
you
some of these
never know.
performers are so limited, like they only can do one type of music. And speaking of that, you have some artists only do chopper songs. For those who are listening in other parts of the world,
Yeah,
chopper songs are basically songs about scamming. You have some artists can only sing songs about violence and bust off hoof ahead. Speaking of that, Jonathan, our Jamaican government recently banned um chopper songs or songs that are related to violence on our
yeah.
radios. What
Mhm.
are your viewpoints on this? What are your
I
thoughts?
I feel as a nation with as creatives who see where the country is heading, there's so much that the government can do,
Mm.
and because this is highly influential, of course they're going to use music as one of the areas that do contribute to crime. But what the creatives and artists are expressing is the reality of what's happening.
Yeah,
Now, it's a very tricky line how to tell persons what you're experiencing without influencing to actually do the crime itself.
exactly.
So where the line draws, they have to get views from others and to see if expressing it in this manner will get the attention or if it would make an impact for others to make a change in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
And these songs it's for me these type of trap dancehall songs. You have persons who use beats well and push other types of fusion of music, while they have some that push the bad aspects. And really and truly, if you travel in the world, these songs don't reach far. They
Mm.
might get streams to certain areas, but
Internationally and a global
internationally,
perspective,
it's
it's whack,
it's not
not going anywhere.
profitable. It's not profitable because really and truly, when I look at my royalty statements, the songs them that I recorded with in the we call it now the positive, calm, relaxing type of reggae, or you call it chill vibe reggae.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the marketable songs that I get paid out from.
Right.
So reggae has a lifetime fan. So
Preach.
if you get one good song, you will have a fan for a lifetime versus dancehall. The attention span is so small that people have to be constantly putting out songs to
And
remind them
next
who
week,
that
this hot,
artist is.
and the next week it drop, and the next week it drop something else. It hot. The Barry Salmon and the Bob Marley and the Etana and all the other reggae
You
acts. It's
can
gonna be a
call,
while before you stop hearing
yeah,
about them. You're going to probably be hearing about them after them pass,
you have,
because it's just
you have
different.
you have artists is like Shaka Demus
And the
who
Shakademus Amplier is still a tour.
you have one hit song that carry them for a lifetime. Them live off that for a lifetime. You have to
Jimmy
just
Cliff still touring, yet he's not hot in Jamaica. And all these reggae acts
and
still
they're
touring down the
big.
place. Exactly.
Exactly.
In Europe and all about.
So
But with some of us just want a quick fame and not spending time to create good quality music.
let me give you one more insight as well.
Hmm.
Within this whole corona or from the pandemic, I realized that after who's the last person with the biggest fame as a dancehall artist? I would say Skillibeng. I'll use Skillibeng for example. They don't focus on the art form of performance, working live on a stage, working with bands. They don't work with the acoustic side or to break down their songs to connect with audience. And this is something that back in the 80s in R&B ballads, where you had to perform a song to sing on spot to connect with the audience. And if artists had the time to go out and campaign their songs in parks
Hmm.
with even a Bluetooth speaker and to find out which song resonates with them. You can sing a trapper song and you get a little ratings, but
Little
you
lighter, little
you should.
fire, little gunshot finger or something else.
But what I am, if I have an artist and I'm pushing that artist, I would try to get them out there in the parks if them get a reaction from persons who are the elderly or kids or even different persons who don't react to your music. Once you see they are the persons reacting to your music, that's where you will see and you should put your penmanship and craft your skills in that area. Because once you put the effort to connect with your audience, you're good to go. You're good to go
That's
from
right.
there.
Connection is always key,
And I feel,
regardless of your career or whatever it is you choose. You have to have an impact.
yeah,
So, well taken. Jonathan, do you have any of your works to share with the viewers today?
well, yes, we had a short time to everything, but I did not have my songs prepared
Okay.
for playback. But if possible, I could put links in the description to find all my music at one
Yeah, I'll
place.
have it added. Don't worry yourself. We have that covered. And what are your favorite quotes or affirmations that keep you grounded as a creative?
Okay. I don't really strong on quote. I have a lot that I put down, but I don't really have a particular one in my head that I don't have a particular one right now. But this one stands out and I think it applies to life
Hmm.
on a whole. It's very tricky. I actually heard it in an anime.
Oh.
Um, once you're not strong to lead, you don't get the privilege of what you want in life. So what that shows me that you have to be on your A game as much as you can
Hmm.
because once you don't on top of your game, you don't get the privileges of making the decisions and having things in order. But
Right.
but there are many quotes that I see that I would say respect those who respect you, um, treat others as how you want to be treated.
Each one
Um,
help on something to that sort. I like that quote too that you mentioned earlier.
yeah, um, I would say hmm, um, also try to look out for never take for granted the time you work with somebody. Like
Right.
each second, each hour
It's
counts
important. Yeah.
because in life, yeah, in life networking and communication is key because you never know what can happen years from now. This experience they had with you can be a
Life
life-changing thing,
changing one, right?
and they might can help you out in some way. Might not be in the form of a currency, but it
Hmm.
can be compensated for that help in
Yeah.
years to come. So never take your communication with others for granted.
Hmm. Value
Yeah,
each time spent. No, that
exactly.
is great advice. And also, apart from the course, there was something else that I wanted to ask. Right, for those who are upcoming producers, who want to be like Jonathan, who wants to work with different artists, who want to really explore the creative space, what would be your advice to those upcoming who wants to really punch a real big mark in the industry as a producer, as a beat maker?
As a beat maker and as a creative, do your research, understand the contracts, understand not that expressing your ideas, never limit yourself, always put out your ideas as quickly as possible. Also take time to get feedback from others. Have an inner circle that is honest. It doesn't
Yes,
criticism is very good. It doesn't matter what type of music you're doing. You can always there's always room to improve in any area, you know.
always. Mhm.
So that's what I see. So just put out the ideas, never limit yourself in the creative aspect, and always have a tight circle. Not afraid to point out
The
what you're
flaws.
lacking and your
Mhm.
flaws so you can improve in
All
other
right.
areas.
Very, very excellent advice. And the thing is, people sometimes misinterpret critiques for something else because sometimes people are just definitely negative. They can be shining a light so bright and they just want to do this and out it. And you
That
have
is
some
true.
persons who just genuinely have your interest at heart and they really want to see you grow and live way above expectations. So you also have to use discernment to see
Yes,
who's really on your side, who's really on your team, because you know you have the wolf in a sheep clothing. At any aspect of life that you go,
it's very, it's very in Jamaica.
oh,
People
crab in
on
a
a
barrel.
whole,
Hmm.
yeah, we need to get rid of that mentality because where we have limitations because someone don't experience art. Say you have a friend that's doing music and she has the voice, she has the potential areas, but because they don't see where she can elevate or know where to go from there, push herself further, because of their perspective of success, they cannot give any other advice. So
Right,
from there is like the only thing they can only think about is what they already experienced, and you
right.
can't push someone else's experience on another person because each
Talk
person have their
truth.
own path. So
Exactly.
each person have their own path. So suppose she does something that you thought of and you regret sharing it with her. That idea could have elevated her to something else and to grow further. But because we have our own experience, because we think that, oh, it might sound silly, but you never know what can happen if you share that idea. So,
Exactly. Very true. We have like 9 minutes to go and then we're gonna do a quick wrap,
okay,
and that's the thing with Zoom. We have timeouts. And last but not least, how do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
in the next 5 years, I should be working with more persons. By then, I should have my home studio because I need to have a space where I can do my projects quickly.
Right.
Because
Excellent.
most of my ideas are created on the laptop, but whenever I'm finalizing, I have friends who will give me time to do some mixing sessions or mastering sessions
Mm-hmm.
so we can get stuff out of the way. But
That's a big investment to have it right
yeah,
there at your fingertips.
that's the greatest thing you can have right now as a creative. You can start off small with just few recording stuff. It's not. I can give links to those who are interested, but also have more than for persons who are recording, have more than one engineer, have more than one persons who have the ability where you can get access from a studio, because at times we can be bombarded with ideas and work, and it's not
Yeah.
because we don't want to work with the persons, it's just that we want to ensure that each person work that we take, it's done properly. So it's good word of advice for singers, songwriters, and recording artists: have more than one person who you know have a studio, and ensure that that person who you share your time and music with, they respect your recording sessions to not be leaked, because I have that are persons who have them session and leaking out persons' ideas, and then when they come back to the session, another person already take an idea from what you recorded, and
Mm-hmm.
they end up profiting the fruits from your
Right.
ideas.
A lot of people stealing
So
people's materials. You still have to be careful for real. And
yeah,
last
you
but
have to
not
have
least,
trust.
exactly, you have to trust these people. And last but not least, Jonathan, for those who are interested in working with you and doing different networks with you for different reasons, how can they find you? Give them a quick reel off of your social media handles. Everything will be shared in the description, the links to your music, the links to your handles, but say to them out loud as well.
You can find me on you can find me on Instagram on Prosonic, PROD, and all my social handles will be in that bio link on Instagram. For those on Facebook, my handle is Prosonic Production One, and I think it's the same for YouTube, Prosonic Production. Mhm.
Yeah, awesome. All right, so we have 6 minutes to go, and I want to thank you again, Jonathan, for joining us. I hope the viewers and subscribers enjoyed this another episode of Behind the Music. Remember to hit that subscribe button, share it with
Yeah,
a bag of people, and something so everybody can learn about Jonathan and everybody can be inspired.
yes,
So take care and have a great week. And remember to say no to violence and no violence are going against woman and man.
definitely, definitely. Hmm.
Yeah, no to violence. People talk it out. Done with the warring and the killing and them something. Let's bring back Jamaica to what it used to be, so it can be the place for us to live, work, and to do business. Yeah, a 2030 vision statement, may I quote. But nonetheless,
Yeah.
let's think about the future. Peace. It's your girl Shivaun. It was Jonathan Riley. Thanks so much for joining us. You take care.
Okay,
Thanks, Jonathan.
no problem.